Talk Hurricane Ian now. The massive and deadly Category 4 storm brought powerful 155-mile-per-hour winds and deadly storm surge to portions of southwest Florida. Ian ravaged Fort Myers and completely cut off Sanibel Island before heading east across central Florida. Early indications had Ian making the turn north with Jacksonville directly in its sights. Its erratic and uncertain path meant Jacksonville was left to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. As Hurricane Ian left western Cuba and made its way north along Florida's Gulf Coast, projections had it eventually hitting Jacksonville and North Florida. With only days to truly get ready for the powerful storm, JTA initiated its emergency plan.
Each division went through their operating plan for 96 hours out, 72 hours out.
As the hurricane grew larger and more dangerous, the decision was made to protect many of JTA's prime assets. Buses were sent to Cecil Field.
The buses will be cleaned, they will be completely fueled, they will be getting ready and prepared for the eventuality of the storm.
While the St. Johns River Ferry was moved to safer and more secure inland waters in Green Cove Springs. The journey from its home in Mayport to Green Cove took several hours. Along the way, the ferry passed some very identifiable local landmarks, including the Dames Point, Matthews, and Hart Bridges, TIAA Bank Field, and then under a raised Main Street bridge before making the turn towards Green Cove Springs for safekeeping. As Ian passed through central Florida as a Category 3 hurricane, forecasters were still predicting it to go north towards Jacksonville and northeast Florida. So preparations at JTA continued. Transit operations personnel hunkered down in the operations center for briefings and prepared to begin performing evacuations. Eventually, JTA evacuated people from the urban rest stop downtown to the La Villa School of the Arts, a designated shelter. In total, about 200 people were evacuated to various locations as a precaution. Fortunately for the Jacksonville area, Ian moved out into the Atlantic Ocean before heading north, sparing the city from the devastating damage like we saw in Sanibel Island, Fort Myers, and other southwest Florida cities and towns. But don't get complacent. Hurricane season doesn't end until November 30th, and potential damaging storms are still a possibility.